So in this video, I want to break down exactly why I started sending out my market research. Financial markets are one of the greatest tools to build wealth. And I feel like so many people nowadays are struggling, they're confused of how to actually, get started, what to look at. So in this video, I'm just going to break down exactly why I'm actually sharing my research. Remember, this is my own research, so even if you're listening to somebody on the internet, that you've never seen before, you've still got to do your own research before making any decisions. It's not financial advice. So financial markets are one of the best ways of building wealth, the most powerful tools to build wealth, because they're so easy to access. Anyone can access the stock market. Anyone can access a exchange. Obviously there's some restrictions in some countries, but most people can access them. Stocks tend to compound 10% a year, and that is just the S&P 500. Now, I promote more of an active way of investing, if I'm going to be completely honest. I believe you want to capture the volatility of stocks, but there's also other things you want to capture the volatility as well. And you don't need to be a fund manager. You don't need a financial advisor. You just need to trust, your own process, and you need to understand it. But most people never get started because of these complexities. They think, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do. They think they're going to put their money in, they're going to lose it within a day, which you only really lose money if you sell, right? So, I just wanted to kind of do this slide to explain that financial markets are one of the most powerful ways of building wealth, not just stocks. It could be so many different ways, but they also are a way of losing money, hence why people tend to be scared. So most people with a full-time job never invest because they don't know where to start. No time to do research, too much noise, no framework, and nobody to learn from, and they're skeptical, online about, this guy could just be, pushing something, he's just trying to sell a course, all this stuff, and that's why people never start. But, with compound interest, which we speak about all the time, the best time to start was yesterday, right? You need to start these habits now, and just, watching a video like this just means you're going to be in a better position, because most people aren't consciously thinking about it, but, the retirement age is getting, older and older. People are struggling, people are feeling it. And if you want to really plan for your retirement, going that extra mile and learning about markets, learning different things is going to put you in a really good spot. You're not going to know everything after day one or after month one, but after a couple of years of accumulating knowledge, you're going to be in a really good spot. And hopefully you'll find something that works for you, whether that's dollar cost averaging, whether that's, day trading, whatever it may be, right? You're going to find something which works for you by accumulating this knowledge. But people, they don't start because of those reasons, which is a shame, really. So look, why am I sharing, my research? So I was doing this research every evening anyway. So I have a full-time job. In my evenings, I come home and I research Bitcoin, the NASDAQ, gold, other things. Like I've been doing research into 2-year nodes to try and add to that process. I do stock research, I do crypto research. And I'm improving my process every evening. I went to a networking event. Training event, expecting to learn, and I left realising that I actually probably know more than most people, and I actually have really good knowledge in this space. And look, the realisation, if people are dedicated, or people are at a dedicated training event, we're at that level, how many of us were further behind them? People commuted their own way, they spent time trading and learning investing, and they just didn't know much. And I was thinking I could probably share some useful knowledge in my newsletter, and people could probably take something on board and start to use it, and hopefully for good, right? But you need to take what I say with a pinch of salt and still do your own research, right? And that's with everything online. You need to do it all, but people don't have time to do the intense research probably I'm doing, so I thought, why not share it on this channel and throughout my newsletter. So what I watch and what I look for: Bitcoin, NQ, gold, they're my three main ones. Macro themes as well, so I also look at broad stuff. I'll look at the VIX maybe. I'll look at all what's happening with interest rates, the news, all that stuff. I enjoy it. I find it really interesting, so I look at all these things. My process of finding, so what I'm seeing on the charts, what setups, and what my research is telling me. And then look, most people, they get flustered with financial markets because of news, right? And you need to ignore most of the stuff out there. What most gurus are saying, what people like myself are saying, most of it's rubbish for you. You need to find out what works for me, what works. Some people, it's okay, cool, I'm going to put half my money into an index fund, into a global stock market, and I'm going to use the other half to be a value investor. Great, if that works for you, then do it. Some people might want to be 100% technical, wherever it may be. Just find something that works for you. You've got to stick to it in the long run, and you'll be really good. But my research is going to cover things in and around those things, so macro themes, things related to the news, technical analyst research, not necessarily evaluation stuff, because it's not really me. But there may be some stuff in there as well, and my process of finding, and what people suggest, like what people want to know about. Like obviously, all is happy to put it in there as well. So yeah, it's my research in your inbox for free. If you have a full-time job and you have no time to do research, then yeah, this is perfect for you. No tips, it's no predictions. It's what I'm seeing, it's what I'm thinking, it's where my process is pointing. Built for full-time workers. I'm somebody who's, I've explained in other videos, I've had some escape, I guess, velocity from markets. Not really, but I've managed to build myself some good wealth, some really exciting opportunities in life at quite a young age which have happened. So I thought, why not share stuff? So there's the link to my newsletter there, and look, all the data referenced is there in this video. So yeah, check out my free newsletter. Feel free to sign up. These videos will be coming out all the time, so check out my other videos if you want to learn about markets, learn the basics, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you there.